What's up, folks? Max here, and got kind of a special set of games. The other day, Floe actually invited me to a match when I jumped online randomly, and he wanted to test out a new team of his just to get some games in, and I thought this might be a good opportunity to capture some games and provide you guys with a little bit more commentary on somehow the top players go about their gameplay and what makes them so good. We had a lot of previous games with Justin and Filipino champ PR Balrog as of late, and they seem to be getting a pretty good response, so let me see if I can give you guys a good explanation as far as what makes Floe so good, especially with this new team that he's using. This is actually fairly similar to another top player that you guys might be familiar with, Infrit, that uses this similar team, especially with Nova and Spencer. Now, there's this crazy mix-up that Nova gets the opportunity to do that you might have seen Floe already go into like 3 or 4 times at the beginning of this game. And it's where he gets you in a proper amount of block stun, is able to negate the push blocking, and then goes in for a really short, hopping, crouching light attack. He just did it right there, but I push blocked him that time out of the way. It's so deviously hard to do anything about it, especially online. And it's one of the most powerful mix-ups in the game. It's one of those things that where through the process of these matches, I was actually learning how to play against this stuff, because I never actually played a Nova that's this good before. Especially in an online environment. And when it came down to how am I going to have to beat this strategy, it became one of those things where it's the old Marvel staple. You don't want to have to block it. It's one of those situations where it can end up being like a 50-50 or something like that. What you want is to not be there. The best defense is literally not being in this situation, and that's what I learned through the process of playing these games. I've got Hawkeye on a bit of a sting right here, and I don't know if I'll be able to take this match, but it's going fairly well at the moment. However, he does have level 3 X Factor at the wing, and blocks that mix-up, and that's going to just about do it. I don't know if there's much else I'm going to be able to do here. The biggest problem I found with this team was the fact that his Nova is so offensive with the Hawkeye assist that it makes it almost impossible to deal with. Strider catches a crouching heavy kick, but he can go into super at any point and kill me. It doesn't even really matter. So going into the next set of games, starting off right at the beginning, and I think this might be where I start trying to make a little bit of adjustments. There you go. You see the mix-up right there? That time he didn't actually go for the toe tap when he goes into the quick dash. He actually goes for a crouching medium, which is a low attack instead of the high attack, which is where the little toe tap comes in. Another one of those situations where if you're there, it's almost impossible to react to. You kind of just have to guess that he's going to be going high or low in this proper scenario. And here's what makes this team so amazingly good. Nova gets a little bit of red health, and that beam super of his does a ton of damage. Call in Spencer, and you can almost one-touch kill anybody with about 1,000,000 health. Because Spencer still has the wall bounce to work with, making for his like 80k special moves still completely effective. I'm going to do as much damage on Hawkeye here as I possibly can. Go into some finger lasers, bring out Strider to do as much to Hawkeye. Oh wow, the second Tiger I called actually hit Hawkeye behind me. That was pretty interesting. Go into the wall bounce, going to get Nova a little bit of damage here, but a little bit of a preemptive standing M, and that leads me to a bad situation. Go into a Vajra, and Nova is down. So the biggest issue with the team is now dealt with, as you would think. But now I've got to deal with freaking Spencer. Oh, X Factor cancel against Spencer. He might have been going for an overhead right there, which is most likely what a lot of X Factor cancels lead to, either overheads or lows or throws. And somehow I got my throw out of it, and it's going to lead me to take this game. So in that situation, I was able to somewhat avoid his mix-up more, which makes it a lot easier to deal with. Here, I actually preemptively X-Factor cancel, think I can catch Nova, because Nova is what I think the big problem, and this just might do it right here. If I'm able to kill Nova, Nova's the big issue with this team in my opinion. And go for a mix-up. I don't know why I would do that. I wanted to save the meter. You know what, in a situation where you X-Factor cancel against somebody, make sure you kill them. No matter how much meter you spend, just make sure that that character dies, because you eventually lead into something like this. And if you check this out, I think I almost had full health with Wesker, and you can see how ridiculously damaging this is, because he's going to get the OTG after this. 1, 2, oh, he misses it, but it doesn't matter. I think I tried to go into a counter anyway. It leads to an 80k damaging special move, and that would have just about had done it anyway. What he's really good with Nova is converting in the air as well, and that's what I'm learning to be so careful against Nova. There's the devious mix-up that Spencer can allow you to be reset, and once again reset into an air throw. The more I start seeing this stuff, the more I'm seeing the opportunities that Nova has to go into this, which will make it a lot easier to deal with in the future, which is why I really appreciate going up against guys like Floe, because they go for all these ridiculously insane mix-ups, and it gives me the opportunity to have more pressure to go into that stuff myself, you know what I mean, to actually really put myself into the situations that I need to be careful about. And I'm surprised that didn't hit Strider. However, the overhead gets nailed, and Spencer is taking a little bit of damage here, but I think he might be fine. Regular level 1 orbs is not that great. In fact, it's one of the worst level 3s in my opinion. And now Strider's going to take a bunch of damage, and this will probably KO with an X Factor, Scatter Shot, or actually regular arrow, and that just about does it. So getting into the next game, let's see if we make any adjustments. One of the things I've been thinking about doing is right at the start, just doing a random snapback against Nova just to get him out of there. And there's once again the mix-up. The proper way to escape this stuff is jumping. Super jumping in that situation and not pressing down back. Down back is exactly what he wants in that scenario. And as much as it seems like natural instinct to want to just hold back to try to block that stuff, it's really not what you want to do. And that's the crazy thing about Marvel, is that Marvel kind of like ignores your basic instinct of fighting games, of what you want to be doing, and you need to do the exact opposite. It's so awkward in that sense. Land a foot dive with Doom, get him on the ground, and bring him back into the corner, and have to take the opportunity with seriousness, because if this character doesn't die, we have a big problem going to a plasma beam into finger lasers, and that just about does it. So you haven't seen Floe be in a lot of tournaments as of lately, but you can tell that the guy has definitely been practicing, especially with this team that I don't know if I've ever actually seen him use. And it helps to live with people that are like the best, like Justin Wong, you know? Makes it a lot easier. Now I missed my opportunity. I thought I had one more rep available with Doom in the corner, and it leads me to a situation where Spencer is still alive. However, Strider's Vajra assist catches him on the down low and brings him back to the ground. What I want to do immediately is get Strider in with a DHC. Either way, it doesn't really matter. And then X Factor immediately. This is that thing where you don't want to give him any opportunities at all. And jump a little bit too far forward at the very start of that. That is an X Factor infinite in either 2 or 3, but I just missed my opportunity, and that was it. Doom's, I'm being really, like, watching this, I'm getting nervous about Doom hanging out there. And oh my god, somebody mentioned this to me before, and I'll mention it again in a comment of a video, because I've been seeing it a lot more lately. When Strider's in X Factor, his crouching heavy, this might be a glitch, his crouching heavy attack is nerfed. It literally does not go the same distance that it does when it is a normal heavy attack. I might have to do a video about that, but it's a really weird thing that I've been noticing for a while now. He's going to go into his super, I'm going to go into mine. I think Finger Lasers might actually block it. Yes, it does. And, oh, you got the throw! He's going to get pretty good damage, but for some reason it went straight into a non-ground-bound state, and I somehow take the game. So I've got a few more games with Floe. I think I've gone over a few of the matches so you guys can understand what makes his team so lethal and get kind of an understanding of where these top players are coming from. If you want to see more, please leave a comment below. But as always, my name is Maximilian, and I'll see you guys next time.